Okay, so we started doing TOEFL homework starting in November, the week of November 17th. So if you have access to the resources and you can find November 17th, then there's a list of words each week after that. This here is the first list. So it goes from numbers 1 to 20. Illustrate should be number 1, but it isn't. So just to kind of look down the list of words and tell me what words you're not sure what they mean by number. And if you can copy the
Number
list
1.
and paste it. Eligible? So when you have graduated from, say, secondary school, you are eligible to register for university. Does that tell you what that word might mean? Hi, Syed. I'm going back.
Hey everyone.
I'm going back through the vocabulary lists that we did, because next week on Wednesday, hopefully, we're going to have a vocabulary bee and see if people can, and tell me what's the easiest way to do this. I think it's going to be to post the word in a sentence so people can tell me what it means. Would you agree?
Yeah, I'm agree about that.
So we're just looking at the words right now. And Sumaya asked about eligible, and I gave an example. Did that help, Sumaya?
It means mass paradox means eligible.
Yeah, eligible, right. When you are eligible for something, you've qualified for it. You've reached a certain age, you've graduated from something, you've taken a test, you have qualified, therefore you're eligible. And if you're not eligible, you can't, in many things, you can't start them up until you make yourself eligible. So eligible means qualified, acceptable.
Accessible.
That's close, but not quite.
Yeah, that's close.
It is accessible to you if you're eligible. Sumaya, have you got it yet?
Yes, yes, thank you.
You know what it means now?
Yes.
Give me another word.
Eligible, qualified.
Qualified, good, excellent. Okay, give me a
Pedestrian.
huh?
Number 2.
Number 2, accept. What is
Pedestrian.
that? Huh? Say that again. Hi, Kazi.
Hey, Professor, how are you doing?
Okay. Well, looking
Yeah.
at, we're reviewing words, and I think you would be an excellent person to offer a review session because you know a lot of words. So what does it mean to accept something?
Accept means to, accept means to,
I do know.
what can I say? What can I say? Like, accept is to, I accept it. I will
Yeah.
take it. I will take it.
I took it, right? Accept means to take, to receive.
Yeah.
Abu, you got your hand up.
Yes, Sumaya was asking about the word number one, and you said it. The word means eligible.
The word is
Paradox.
eligible.
The-
It means
Professor.
qualified.
Yeah,
Are you
Professor.
wait a minute. Abu, are you looking on list one? November 17th to 24th?
Yes,
Okay. And
yes,
what,
I'm on that list.
okay. And what's the word?
Yes, the first paradox.
Illustrate?
No, illustrate. Paradox.
Okay, that's the next list. That's list two.
Yes.
So on the page that I'm on, it's for November 17th to 24th. That's the one I think I'm showing on my screen. So maybe if you
Yes,
can
but the
refresh.
yes, I will disconnect and come back.
Okay. Anybody else on list one? Any word that you want to review?
Professor, sorry for interrupting.
What?
Sorry for interrupting. I want to talk with my dear friend Syed. Can I talk with my dear friend Syed right now?
I'd prefer that maybe
No,
you do
no,
it
no, no.
at the end.
Syed, brother, how are you doing? It's a long time.
Yeah, I'll talk with you after this class.
Okay, brother. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Abu, are you now looking at vocabulary list one, week of November 17th to 24th or 26th?
No, I don't think so. I'm still seeing the same screen. The first one in here is paradox.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. Anybody else, what week are you looking at? Because what I'm seeing is November 17th, which says vocabulary list one.
No,
Because
it's December in here in my screen.
okay. Oy. Okay, let me share again. Share screen. So I see now how to share different ones. Okay. Okay, what do you see now? What date?
Yes, I'm seeing actually the list that you were saying. Yes, it's fine now.
Okay, good.
Professor, it's okay right now. Before it was quite bad, but now it's okay.
Okay, good. So let's look at these words, and then we'll go on to the next one. Can somebody tell me what might come after excavate? What can you excavate?
Professor, so far I know excavate means to accelerate.
Nope. Look at the prefix to the word ex. What does that ex mean?
Oh,
Always.
it means that excavate means to outside. X means outside or out.
That's right. X means out. So cavate is the other part of the word. It means to dig out. So you dig a hole. You dig a grave.
Yes, yes, Professor. That means we know about the excavator, which digs the soil,
Right. There's a machine called an excavator. And
Yeah.
it digs holes. It digs the soil. What do you do when you trigger something?
When I trigger something, I used to dig.
You what?
I used to dig or.
Yeah, we're not on digging anymore, we're on triggering.
Okay.
What kind of object has a trigger that you pull?
Trigger button.
What?
Trigger, if we say like noun, it's a button.
Yes, it's not a button. No, it's a thing that you pull with your finger.
Yeah, especially in weapons.
To physically, you think about a gun, a firearm.
Yeah.
They have triggers, and when you pull the trigger, it shoots.
And also, if we say verb, in the usage of the verb, it means participate in something.
Say that again.
Participate.
Participate. That's not
Yeah.
trigger. No. Trigger means to set off something. You pull the trigger, you trigger something, and things happen. Often disastrous things, because it comes from the idea of the trigger on a gun. So when you trigger a reaction, you have done something, you've said a word, you've had a thought, and all of a sudden people are around you are doing things because of that. You've triggered a reaction.
Activate something.
To what?
Activate.
Activate. Good.
Yeah.
Excellent synonym. Trigger, it means to activate. Yes. And the physical reference is to a firearm. Excellent. Okay, what happens when you're revolving? What are you doing? I don't know.
To rotate.
Sometimes you're revolving a thought in your mind. You're what is, I don't know if you can actually see.
Professor, it means to rotate.
Means to rotate, yes, to turn in a circle. There's a circular idea. So when you're revolving an idea, you're turning it around in your mind. When you revolve the calendar, you are turning a page in the calendar. When you are, just revolving in a walk, or you say that something revolves around a person, you mean that that person is the center of attention and other people's attention focuses on them. So revolve means turning in a circle. Okay, somebody else pick a word.
Professor, accompany. Accompany means to give company with someone.
Yes, means to go with someone or be with someone, to accompany. The A prefix means to or with, and company is being, is being aware with. So accompany. I accompanied my friend when she went to the doctor. I went with her. I accompanied her.
Or professor, it can be said that my friend Jack accompanied me when I was my friend Jack has accompanied me when I was at the hospital.
Yeah. My friend Jack accompanied me to the hospital. We're at the hospital. Very good. Went with me. Good. Another word.
Number 5.
Professor, it can be
Didn't
Yeah.
we do number 5? I guess you were looking at a different list. It's excavate.
Excavate mean carry out something,
excavate
or
to
yeah,
dig,
Well-
do
to dig
something.
something, to dig the soil.
What?
Carry out.
Excavator, professor. You have said the excavator.
Yeah. What does an excavator do?
Excavate land.
Yeah. Digs land.
Yeah, digs. many
I
places.
told it before.
Excavate. The basic meaning of excavate is to dig a hole, to dig down, to, kind of go down into something and look. Okay. Another word.
Yes,
Emigrate
professor.
mean moves from one place to
Number
another place.
18.
Okay.
Number
Su-
18.
Sumaya, what were you saying?
Yeah, professor.
Number
Sorry.
18 is conform.
Number 18, conform. Okay. Abu,
Number 14.
okay. I thought you had your hand up for 18. So
Yeah,
let's
conform. One is confirm. One is conform. We have two words. Conform mean accept something, and conform mean fit together two things. Yeah.
yeah,
similar,
but this
similar.
word is not confirm, it's conform.
Yeah, two words. One is confirm. One is conform. Conform means similar to things. Yeah, or fit to things.
Okay, so what does conform mean? There's two words in there. The first word is con, C-O-N. What does it mean?
Confirm mean
Conform. The C-O-N part means with.
becoming similar.
Yes, becoming
Becoming
similar
fit,
to,
becoming match.
to be shaped with, to be
Yeah.
shaped by. In other words, to be controlled by, basically, to obey, to do what you're told, to conform,
To
To
Yeah,
follow.
one is
formed-
confirm.
to be formed
Confirm means
with.
verify.
What?
One is confirm. CONFIRM.
CONFIRM. There again is
Yes.
with, and that firm
Verify.
means to
Verify.
verify. Yes.
Yeah.
To confirm something means to make sure that it's true, to verify. But conform is totally different. It has the with, and the form is form or shape. So it's be shaped with, to obey, to do what you're supposed to do, to, be in compliance, to obey the law, to obey the rules, is to conform. Okay? Any other words you don't know there?
Yeah, number 6, tentative mean temporary or
Number 6,
yeah, number 6, tentative.
tentative.
Yeah, tentative mean temporary.
Professor, what is the meaning?
Okay. Say that again, Sayed. Tentative means what?
Tentative mean temporary.
Oh, oh, so close. Not quite, but so close. It generally means, okay, unsure. So sometimes what you do tentatively is short-lived, it's temporary, but it means that you're doing something, you're being in an uncertain way. You are tentative. You're not certain. It's the opposite of being certain. So let me tentatively say that I would like to go next week to the meeting, but I'm not sure.
That
I'm
means
saying it- I'm being tentative.
Yeah. That means let me tell something shortly.
Let me,
Tentative.
let me-
Shortly.
SHARP, sharp?
Short. Yeah, no, shortly.
I don't think so.
Shortly.
No. It means
Yeah.
uncertainly.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Okay, good. Tentative is uncertain. You're trying it out just in case it works, but you don't know it's going to work. You're tentative.
Professor,
Yeah,
I
I
have a
got
question.
Okay, Kazi, what?
What is the meaning of pose? Number 4.
Number 4, to pose.
I would say that. I would like to say that.
I'm posing.
Yeah. Yeah,
means-
pose.
To take a position, to
Yeah.
be in a certain
modeling.
way, which
Modeling.
isn't natural. It's something.
Which can be said a modeling.
What?
A modeling. Being a model.
Okay, you're gonna have to put that in the chat. I can't hear you.
Being, okay, I'm writing.
Okay.
Pose means stand or place something, for example, especially used.
Yes, I could say I'm posing the bottle on the table.
Yeah.
Professor, I have written.
I'm posing my camera for
Yes, good.
taking pictures.
Right. You could also say I'm posing for a picture.
Yeah. Especially if using in movies.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and you can also say that you're posing a question to a group or to a person.
Posing mean creating, yeah.
Yeah,
In that place.
it means you're asking a question, but
Yeah.
you can say I'm posing a question. And it means this is something that I don't know and I'm not sure anybody else knows, but I'm posing it as a possibility. I'm positioning it, I'm holding it out there, I'm putting it. So it's interesting. I'm going to look pose up because it has a lot of different meanings and I'm not sure what they all are. Let me find my dictionary. Or somebody else has got a dictionary faster in English. P-O-S-E, pose. Verb, no object, means to assume a particular attitude, which is what I did, with the hope of impressing someone. So you're doing something that you hope people are going to like and admire. It's something you're putting on. It's not the real you. And that is a piece of that meaning of posing. It can also mean to present oneself insincerely, and I will put that in the chat, which to be sincere means to be true, to be real. So if you're not sincere, if you're insincere, it's kind of, yeah, being a model, Kazi, that's right, good. When you are a model, You're posing. You're not being your real self. That's right. And it can mean putting into a suitable and acceptable situation. And it can be a mental attitude. You can be putting on a calmness, for example, that you don't really feel. I'm posing as calm, but I'm not really calm inside. It's artificial. It's something that we do to impress people, but just to impress people. It's not really us. Interesting. Okay, do we got pose? I'm getting ready to move on to list 2. So is there still a word that
Miss, can you say what's meaning of number
What?
15?
number 15?
Violate.
To violate, yeah. It means that there are certain expectations, certain rules, certain laws that if you conform to them, people will accept you. But if you violate them, if you go against them, nobody's going to, you're going to get arrested by the police, or you will get reprimanded, you'll be scolded, you'll be told, hey, wait a minute, you can't do that. If you violate laws, rules, expectations, somehow you're not going to be accepted. Thank you. So I violated my parents' rules about being home by midnight. I did not conform to what they wanted. And
Yeah, I mean, this accept or not accept? Not accept
it's an
the rules.
act, it's being rebellious. It's being
Yeah.
not doing what you're supposed to do. That's when you're in violation, when you're violating. It's all about rules and laws and expectations and, you know, authority. You violate what you're told to do. We've all done it. I think most people do violate something somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we go on to number 2?
What?
I'm going to change lists. Here's the paradox one. What is a paradox? It's a nice word. It means something that doesn't seem right. You know, it's something that you're seeing, that you're experiencing, that you know is happening, but it doesn't seem possible. It's like a puzzle in real life. And I'm going to do the dictionary thing again. Okay, so it says that it's a statement that seems absurd, that seems contradictory, that seems impossible, but it actually might be true. So in religion, there are a lot of apparent paradoxes that we need to believe, even though they don't seem possible, right? That's a feature of religion, that we're called to believe what we don't think is real. We need to believe it anyway. That's a paradox. Can anybody think of any other paradoxes?
Professor,
Yeah.
so far I think paradox, because I am a student of English literature, I can say that paradox is a figure of speech.
Is it a figure of speech? No, I think it's just a noun. But yeah, thinking of it as a figure of speech is an interesting interpretation, because a figure of speech is often something that you don't expect.
Because in figure of speech, I have learned about simile, metaphor, onomatopoeia,
Right.
personification,
Yeah,
climax.
and it's none of those things. It's just something that's hard to believe. It's paradoxical.
Paradoxical, yeah.
Which means, you know, it doesn't seem real, but it is. A paradox, it might seem paradoxical that I could say, well, I ate an hour ago and I'm hungry. That would be a paradox. Because usually when you've eaten, you don't feel hungry. But it can happen. Depends on what you ate. Right?
Yes, Professor, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What other words here?
Professor, what is the meaning of thrive? Number 15.
Number 15, to thrive. Oh, I love that word. It means you are doing very well. You're growing, you're happy, you're producing, you're creating. You are doing wonderfully. You're thriving.
You can say that I am on a festal mood, festal, or a gladsome mood.
Say that again.
Festal or gladsome mood.
I can't hear you well enough.
On the chat box. Okay, I'm writing on the chat box.
Yep. Abu, what was imaginary about? Oh, okay. Yeah, you could say festive, but it really means in every way. You know, for instance, I have a plant outside that started out this big, and now it's like this big. It's thriving. It's really happy where it is. So it's even more than just being happy or glad. It's like, wow, doing so well. You thrive. It's a wonderful word. So what was imaginary, Abu?
Yes, the first word paradox. I
Oh.
was thinking that it means also something
No,
which
not really imaginary. It's real. It's just, it just seems weird. Seems imaginary, but it's not. Okay,
Thank you.
Sumaya, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, Miss, can we say thrive means state or feeling of extreme happiness?
To thrive, yes. And it also means to be well nourished, to be healthy, to be prosperous, to have everything going right It's way more than just being happy. It's everything that would make you happy. Like I said, it's a wonderful word. If someone is thriving, it means everything is going right for them and they are prospering. And sometimes, you know, we find situations where we thrive. You can move to a different place or try a different school or a different workplace. And if it's a place that you know is right for you, you're going to thrive. I don't know if you can think of another word in your language or a word in your language, and I wouldn't know if it was true anyway, unless there's somebody else on who speaks your language. But to thrive just means to do beautifully, to, you know, to have everything go right. Okay, any other? We're going to run out of number nine. To intervene. Okay, now that's one that we can figure out by the word pieces. The prefix is inter, which goes along with interval, interrupt, intermission, interim. What do all those words have in common? Inter. International, interpersonal. What is the inter part?
Totally, just intervene or just enter?
Inter, yeah, because it's a prefix that goes on a lot of words. And so if you know what it means, that gives you a start on the meaning of all the words. So what is inter?
Put in something or?
Sort of.
Close or not?
Huh?
Close?
Yeah.
I'm close or not?
Not really, but sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and if you go to a play, if you go to the theater, they have a pause in the middle that they call the intermission. Is that a word that you know? Anyone?
Can you tell me again? I'm sorry.
Okay, the pause in the middle of an event
No, I don't.
is called the intermission.
Intermission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if different countries are working on something, they will say it's international.
Yeah.
What's the inter mean? International is a good word that most people can figure out.
Yeah, we have international, we have internal.
Okay, internal isn't quite the same root. It is related, but it's not quite the same. International, inter-business, interval.
Interpose.
Inter what?
Interpose.
Interpoles.
Pose. Yeah, pose.
Interpose. Okay. What do you do when you're interposing an idea?
Yeah, interpose. place between or
Yes,
insert?
that's it. Between. Between. Inter means between.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
interpose, pose is to place.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
interpose means to place between. Intervene, the root for vene is another Latin word, V-E-N, venir. If you know French, you know exactly what the root is. So intervene, abu, means to intervenir. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Intervene. I have an idea. For example, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. For example, as we are talking, we can say that the United States is intervening in Ukraine.
Okay. What is it doing? What does that mean?
Intervene mean interrupt.
It means what?
Interrupt.
That's a different root. Intra means within.
Yeah.
Inter means between. And when they're intervening, they're coming
Stephen.
between.
Stephen.
They're intervening with Russia and the Ukraine. They're coming between. Intervene.
Yeah. They're intervening together.
Yeah. Sumaya, you've got your hand up.
Yes, Miss. Intervene, I think, means involving in a situation to help it, to improve it
Usually
to a
your
better form.
Usually your intention, yes, is to improve. That doesn't mean it always works that way. But whether it improves it or not, you can intervene in an argument, in a dispute, in a war, usually it's coming between people who are fighting. And that you hope to improve the situation. You might make it worse. There's no guarantee. Okay, let's do 2 more words and then we're going to have to stop. What's the first word?
First word? The first.
I said 2 more.
Paradox?
So give me the first one. Find a word that you want to know
Number
more about.
16.
16. Good. To strive. You know what? When we studied
Yes.
this,
Strive.
when we studied this list the first time, I think you asked about that same word. To strive. It basically means to try hard.
Strive. And try.
So if you, for instance, Abu, I think you have strived to find an opportunity to travel and study, right?
Yes, I have strived to find opportunities. Yes, to go abroad. Yes, of course.
Right. You have strived, or there's another past tense, striven. Sometimes
Striven.
people use either strived or striven with an en on the end. Same word with en. You've tried very hard is what it means. And it sounds a lot like thrive, but it doesn't mean anything like thrive. In fact, if you're striving, we could say you're not thriving. Because when you're thriving, everything is going so wonderfully, you don't have to strive for anything. Okay, one more word.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Number
Okey-doke.
5.
Commemorate.
Number 5. Commemorate.
Yeah. Well, there's CON or COM. What's the meaning of that? We had it with, oh, it was in the preceding list. I can't remember the word. It means with. So what English word do you see memorate reminds you of? MEMOR, one more letter. What?
Commemorate.
Yeah, memory.
Yeah, like or celebrate.
So commemorate means to remember
Celebrate.
with. And it means to celebrate publicly something, to remember with. So for instance, on television, on Saturday and Sunday, Buddhists all over the world were commemorating the life of the teacher Thich Nhat Hanh. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's a famous Buddhist teacher who really, is a good teacher about what's universally true. And people all over the world were commemorating his life. They were celebrating his life together. Okie doke.